So yes guys, now let us see the baby step number 4. So now what we will do is, so this is like first time we are creating some Makefile. So for the hello world. So we will see how can we do that one. So the prerequisite for that one is you should have a Make which has been installed in your system, and you should have a CMake which has been installed in your system. So then I'll go to my terminal. Then you should have something like sudo apt install CMake, enter. So your CMake is already been installed. So if you say CMake -- version, so it is saying 3.28.3. So this is basically the CMake version which I'll be using. Then after that one or before that one, you should also have installed sudo apt install make. So this is the make tool, so which you have to install it. Now let us try to create a CMake project. Now, even before creating this one, so I highly recommend, so to install, let me minimize this one. So you should install the CMake extension. So from Microsoft. So can you see here, this is the CMake tool. I highly recommend you to install, because I am not like a god to what you say, to remember all the CMake comments and all those things. So we have to use some of the intelligence. So then it will be very much easy for us to write the code. So then what I'll do is, so from this one, I'll copy this and I'll paste it into baby step number 4. So I'll close this one. So here baby step number 4 is having main.c. And before even going for this one, so I forgot to mention you something. So if your Makefile is not in this format, so for example, if you forget to put instead of m say w or something like Makefile instead of Makefile. So let's see, like Makefile really will it execute. Simply if I say make, so can you see no target phone Makefile. So basically this is a proper way. So you should follow this proper name. So then only it will work. What if you want to give something else? So let's say build hello dot make. This is also one of the other way. So just you can say dot make extension. Then what you have to do is simply if you execute make, it won't work. So then you have to say make -f. So what is your file? So you say build hello dot make, enter. Can you see now it is working? So I say a -build, then you can say clean. So it will clean. So basically just you need to give all the comments afterwards. So if you are specifying some file, then you can specify it with using -f. So if you don't want to do all those things, then you need to follow the rules of just saying make file. So then if you simply execute make, so everything works fine. So I'll do make clean, enter. So let's go to baby step number 4, where we are writing the actual CMake. So let's close this Makefile, or let's keep that one. So now similar to Makefile, this is also an case sensitive. So that means it should follow this one, CMakeLists.txt. So it should be some specific, can you see it's automatically detecting my CMake and something and all is doing. So basically C should be capital, M should be capital, and L should be capital, and it is lists, not a list. So it is lists. So now let's write a simple Makefile in order to build my main.c, and it is very much simple. So first I have to say CMake minimum version required. So this is like a function name. So like how in C you have a function, right? Similarly, CMake minimum version required is a function. I'm giving 2 arguments. So first the version, what exactly the version I'm using? So I'll say version. So 3.28.3. So but here it is a minimum version required. So minimum I need. So either you can put C 3.2.28.3, whatever which is coming in the version. Otherwise, simply you can put minimum 20 is needed, something like that. So that whenever you port your code to some other project, so where the CMake is not installed with the latest version, so then it will work. So if they should have a minimum of 3.2.0, basically 3.20.0. This is first thing. Then you need to specify your project name. So you can give any name here. So let's say hello world, something like this. So either you can give it a double quote or you can omit that one. So let me do something like this, hello world. So this is my project name. So it's better to give it a double quote so that at least it's easy for the people to read as well, right? So let me give in a double quotes as a project name, hello world. Now whatever we have learned in this Makefile, right? So everything is so simple here. So simply we are creating an executable, and the rule for that one or the function for that one is something called add executable. Then for this add executable, you need to give your source code, that is main.c. Then what will be your output? Hello. That's it. So your complete building of this C program is done. So then you go here, then what you can do is, so then you need to execute something called CMake-b build. So that means the CMake will run in two different steps. So one is a generation step and the second one is compilation step. So what exactly the meaning of that? So basically whatever the Makefile which we have written, right? So that will be generated by default from the CMake. So that means CMake itself is not a build system. Basically it is a build system generator. So do not get confused with CMake itself is a build system. So basically it is a build system kind of, but the ultimate thing what exactly the CMake is doing is it is generating the build system. So basically in my case, so it is generating the make files. So what I have to do is -b build means, so please create the folder called build and put all your output there. So you maintain that one. So then simply enter, click enter. So cannot find the source code. Oh, so, but sorry, like what exactly I have done wrong is, so hello should be first and main.c should be next. So basically this is the target and this is the source. So from where we are generating a output. So now let's go rerun this one again. Yes, now it is done. So let me remove this build, again rerun this one. So let's see what will happen. Enter. Can you see? The compiler identified is GNU compiler, which is version number 13, and C compiler eBay. All these things are getting generated, and the output you can see is under the build folder. Now let's keep this build folder as it is. So now we cannot even execute the binary. So the binary is still not generated. If I go into the build folder and if I say ls, nowhere my file is present. But can you see there is a make file here? So if I go to build folder, click on this make file. So whatever the code which we have written here, this one. So this one, whatever we wrote, it is for our understanding purpose. But in the production grade code, so they handled all the scenarios. So this is where my entire make file present for my executable, which is nothing but hello. Can you see here? So main.o, main.c, there is a dependency they are getting created. Main.s, whatever we have done. So with a small step, so everything they are doing the same thing. Can you see there is a clean, there is a dependency, edit, hello, main.object, so many things are there. Now these are all the targets, so which has been present. So I'll talk about this one little bit later. So one of the target is hello. Now we no need to know about all these things. So because now it is generating Makefile. So you can change the Makefile to some other build system. So there are so many other build systems. So one example could be Ninja build system. Now, how can I go to the further steps? So it is easy, right? Simply anyway, we have a Makefile. What I can do is simply execute and make. That's it. So if I say ls, can you see hello is getting generated. .write/hello working. So this is how you can build your executable using a CMake. But whatever I've done now, so it is more tightly coupled with the Makefile. So basically I did a make, right? So because I know it is a Makefile, but that is not the right way to do. So the right way to do is CMake-build. Then I'm saying, please build this. The build system is present in the build folder. So then it will generate a.out. Since a.out is already generated, so it is not rebuilding it again. You go here, modify the source code, just do an enter, then again build it. Can you see? Again it is rebuilding. How it is rebuilding? Now we know because it is checking for the timestamp. The timestamp of this .c is changed because I entered one space and the file is also modified. So that's why it is recompiling. If I compile it again without modifying the .c, so then again it is not rebuilding the hello world. Now in order to clean up the system, either you can do rm-rf build. This is one thing. So if you remove this one rm-rf, then again you need to completely generate the Makefile, right? So that means you need to do -b build. This should be capital B. You can give any name. So it is not like a build itself is a proper name. So let's give output. So this is my output. Enter. Now if I go here, can you see the output folder is getting generated? In order to build it, So then what you have to do, CMake -build. Now the build folder is output, enter. Can you see? Hello is getting generated. In order to execute, so my hello is present in output folder, execute hello. So it is working fine. Now, instead of removing this one, there is a proper way to clean up the system in the CMake. That cleanup system is nothing but CMake -build. You need to give your build folder output, then you need to give target, then you can say clean. So now if I say ls output, can you see? We do not have a hello executable. So let me explain you again. So I'll say build, so it will build the entire thing. Then if I say ls output, can you see there is an hello executable? If I execute this clean command, enter, then we cannot see the output. It is cleaned up. But what is this target? Now this target is, so just I'll open this output, then I'll go to this Makefile. Then at the end, can you see there are a lot of different targets. All clean, depend, so many things are there, right? So now let me pick only, let's say I want assembly. Then what I can do is CMake -build. So what is the build folder? Output, then -target, then what exactly I want? Main.s, enter. Can you see main.s, which is getting generated? So if I say ls output, so it is generated in a hello.directory, which is in the CMake folder, so which is here. So now if I go to the CMake folder, and in which is present in the hello.directory, there is a, let me decrease the font a little bit. Can you see? The assembly code for this particular source code has been generated. So this is how, and this is what exactly the simplest hello or Makefile. And in further videos, so let's make it a little bit complex and let's create a shared library, static library, include this header. How can you write a header? So all this thing we will see in a subsequent videos. So as of now, this is the fundamental and basics of how you can compile a source code and generate a output. So which is nothing but a dot out or hello.